Hey, what's going on guys, Wingsman here and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial, and today guys I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple working bomber airplane in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. If you guys are excited for that, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Believe it or not, I didn't actually test this out because I wanted you guys to see this as well. You know, because explosions, they're fun to watch. So it's time to actually load our little bomber airplane with the actual TNT and explosives. You can see we have two dispensers on either side, pretty much two on the either side of the wings, and it's pretty much gonna be dropping 4 of the actual TNT blocks at a time, every time it actually moves. So we're just going to activate it over here, and you're going to see that 4 TNT is gonna start dropping down. You can see it's actually dropping pretty close to each other, so anything that's underneath the actual plane is gonna get destroyed. One thing you want to do is, since you are actually making a plane, you of course want to make it a little bit higher up, because you don't want any TNT to actually destroy it, and you want to make sure that it's not going to like crash in a mountain, so that way it's going to blow up. But in the same time, you need to make sure that the TNT is actually going to reach the actual thing that you want to destroy underneath, and so you kind of need to actually see the height a little bit. This is just at like 40 blocks upwards. It's high enough that way the TNT is not actually going to explode, and it's going to launch one like rogue piece of TNT to destroy the actual plane. But of course the mountains in Minecraft are definitely gonna go over 40 block mark, so you need to make sure that it's not going to crash. Maybe you can just find like a flat area with a village or something and just build a couple of the planes and just let them go and destroy the whole village, because that's always fun to see. I have definitely done that one too many times because it's just way too fun. But of course, you guys are here for the tutorial, so I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So the blocks you're going to need for this are 11 honey blocks, 7 observers, 1 sticky piston, 2 normal pistons, 4 dispensers, a block for choice that has this stair and this slab variant. I'm gonna be using quartz, so you're going to need 1 quartz block, 3 quartz stairs, and 2 quartz slabs. And of course, I'm just gonna be using obsidian or any other removable block in case you actually want to stop your plane. Of course, since this is a bomber airplane, we're gonna have to build it in the sky. We're going to start off with the one observer, and we're going to have a normal piston on top of it. Go ahead, grab 2 more of the honey blocks and place them right next to it, and do the same thing on the other side. So you can see we have observer with the piston, 2 honey blocks and an observer with the normal piston right there. Then grab a safety block for choice and build 4 blocks outwards, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go ahead and destroy the first 3. Grab yourself the observer and have a sticky piston pointing towards these honey blocks, making sure that you have that one block gap between them. We're just going to destroy this honey block because we don't want to actually activate this sticky piston just yet. And then of course we're going to need 4 of the honey blocks on either side of the sticky piston and the observer we have right there. Depending where you actually put your sticky piston, it's going to make it go that way. Since we have it over here pointing backwards, the plane is gonna go this way. If you want to flip it, of course, you just want to do the actual observer with the normal pistons on this side and have one sticky piston on this side over here. That way we're gonna make it go this way. But you can see this is just the standard actual flying machine. Of course, you don't really need this point over here. The normal standard flying machine is just this like 2x5 area or something like that. But since we want to make this bomber airplane actually look like a plane, we want to make this 3 block wide. That way it's gonna be a little bit easier for us to actually make the shape. We're just going to go over here to the side where we have 2 normal pistons. We're going to build 2 blocks out from the original honey blocks. We're going to place the third one like so. And this is going to be our tail of the actual airplane. So you're going to need 3 more honey blocks and 2 slabs of your choice, just to make a really simple and basic shape of the tail. Then we are going to work on the actual wings. So what you want to do is actually put in the obsidian over here, because we're definitely going to be making the sticky piston activate, since we're going to have 2 of the actual dispensers right over here underneath the honey blocks. What we want to do is actually have 3 honey blocks out of the furthest honey block right there. We're going to destroy the first 2. That way you can put the observer a little bit easier, pointing towards the first wing, and we are just going to put our honey block and you can destroy this one right there. Then over here we're going to need another observer, so just kinda sneak your way behind and have the observer right there. Then grab a save 2 of the dispensers and place them underneath those honey blocks where the observer is actually pointing to. You can see our right wing is actually finished. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, bring 3 blocks out from this honey block, destroy the first 2 and have the observer pointing towards the plane with the honey block right over here. And grab another observer and just place them over here pointing towards this honey block. Then grab the remaining 2 actual dispensers and again place them in the same order like you did in this position. You can see we have 4 dispensers with and we're still able to actually keep that shape of the plane, which is something you definitely want to do if you're making a bomber airplane. I saw a lot of the designs calling like a bomber airplane, they just make like a flying machine, something simple as this over here, and just put in a bunch of like dispensers and observers. That's not really a bomber airplane in my books, as it looks nothing like a bomber airplane. We're just going to put in the final piece of the actual bomber airplane, which is going to be the nose. We're going to be using 3 of these stairs like over here. We're going to use 2 on either side. Over here when we break it you can see that the plane is going to start. And on the face of that observer we're going to have a full block. And finally we're just going to place a stair over here and we pretty much finished. What you want to do is just kind of put in like obsidian or any other immovable block to kind of stop the plane. You can see this is our final plane finished. You can see it actually looks like a bomber airplane and it works really well. Of course we want to put in the TNT in the dispensers. Definitely something that you want to do before you start the airplane, because after that it's kinda gonna be really hard to reach it. Time to fill them up, and of course the dispensers actually have 9 slots, meaning that you can put 9 stacks of TNT in each and every single one of the dispensers, which is going to destroy quite a large area. I mean, even just 4 stacks of TNT was able to destroy this much land. Of course it would go really further down if there was no bedrock over here, but since I'm in the flat world we only have like 3 blocks of the actual depth to work with, so this is going to do an insane amount of the damage, especially with 4 blocks of TNT falling at the same place. And because the actual airplane is not really moving that fast, it's going to pretty much make the TNT really close together. We're just going to activate it by updating one of these observers. You can see the TNT actually falls really close to each other, which means that the area underneath is definitely gonna get destroyed, because there's just so much TNT in the same area and it's pretty much going to create like a little big hole over here. You can even maybe like use something like this to make like a giant crater and put like a volcano or something in it, but this is definitely maybe even potentially reach the bedrock, which is something I want to test out. I guess I'm just gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go in the actual overworld, which is not a flat world. We're going to test this bad boy out and see how much damage we can actually do. The plane is armed and ready. Let's just start it off and see how much damage we can actually do to a normal world with 4 stacks of TNT. I mean, with 9 stacks of TNT, this would definitely do a lot of the damage. 9 stacks of TNT in each of the dispensers. But just look at the actual hole that it already made. And didn't even go like 20 blocks or something. Let's just keep it going and see how much damage it's going to do till the end. I mean, this is just 1 stack of TNT in each of the dispensers, so it's definitely not like the max size. But it's definitely gonna do a lot of the damage. Even if it lands on the trees, it's still gonna be able to create a large hole. I'm really excited to see the end result of this, and maybe later we can test out full like 9 stacks of TNT each. I'm just curious how much of the damage is that going to do. Let's just go ahead, go to the first point and check this out. Look at the actual hole. This is just again 1 stack of TNT per dispenser. This is like the ground level, and let's just see how deep does it actually go. And look at that, it goes all the way down to this point, which is insane. Again, this is just 4 stacks of TNT. Look how a gigantic hole it actually made. We're actually going to use a full inventory of TNT. This is going to be insane. Let me just load up the plane and we can start and see the actual damage. that was ridiculous. We have like 2 stacks of TNT in like each of these dispensers, I think. Did we actually just get over here? 2 stacks of the TNT actually left, except in the one that we actually used to start the plane. Look at the damage, look how deep this hole goes. Let's just go and follow this hole. I mean, 9 stacks of TNT in each of the dispensers, that's just insane. Of course, the water did kinda stop an area getting destroyed over here. You can see it doesn't really go as deep, but look just at how much damage it was actually able to do. And I'm still lagging. Unfortunately, we kinda missed this temple over here. I didn't even know it existed. But you can see that the jungle is completely destroyed. There's just random blocks floating everywhere, and there was a ton of lag because of all of the blocks that were actually piling up at the ground. But you can see that the damage of the actual bomber airplane is amazing. It's not just in looks, but the actual firepower as well. If you are making this bomber airplane, you are in for some actual fun. But that's gonna have to do it for this video. You guys saw that this bomber airplane is not there just for looks. You can see how much damage it can actually do. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. If you think any of your friends would enjoy this type of content, make sure to share with them. But as always, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.